Coming up on this week's Real Countryfile, Angela is talking about slurry gases and the dangers around them, and Stephen's looking at a very special farm vehicle. Talking of special farm vehicles, these two beauties are ready to go tractor pulling, so you'll probably see more of that next week anyway, because me and Stephen are going to go and have a play with these. Anyway, let's see how Angela's been getting on talking about slurry gases.
It's a sad fact that there are so many deaths and injuries on farms in accidents and animal-related incidents. So I'm here today at a farm safety event which is run by the Peak Farmers Club in Derbyshire. So let's go and have a look and see what they're learning about. So, Amy, this is your farm that we've been looking around today, isn't it? So, can you just tell us a little bit about what we've been focusing on here in this shed?
Yeah, so we've been looking at slurry storage and the safety and health risks associated with slurry gases. So there's a lot of emphasis at the moment in the industry about slurry storage and capacity, and some people having to have new slurry stores or amend their current slurry stores so that they've got enough storage capacity. So I thought it was really important to try and highlight some of the things that we thought about when we built this new store a few years ago. So this is a slatted store here. So we have the slatted floors where the muck drops through into a tank below the cows, and all under the floor here is one big tank. And we added this on to the end of our existing cubicle shed. So we've got a wall between our old cubicle shed and our new one, which means that we can, when we're stirring the slurry in the store underneath, we're able to shut the cows out of this building. Quite often hear about cows being overcome by gases, and then unfortunately farmers going in to try and recover the cows and then themselves being overcome by slurry gas. So that's quite an important part of the HSE guidance, is to make sure that you shut your cows out of the building while you're stirring your slurry.
And for anybody that doesn't know, why do you need to stir the slurry?
Yeah, so when you're storing the slurry in this instance under the slats, it can separate out and become different layers and form a crust at the top. So it needs to be stirred to make a more homogeneous mix that then it can be sucked out of the tank and spread onto the fields. But the action of stirring the slurry can release gas, in particular hydrogen sulfide gas, that can come up through the slats. So it's really important that you manage how you do that. And one of the important things to try and mitigate that is to have, I believe, natural ventilation moving through the building. So here we had gale breakers put on one side of the building, so we can open those up, almost kind of opening up all one side of the building. And then on the opposite side at 180 degrees, we've got this very large door that we can open right up so that the air is moving through the building when we're stirring the slurry underneath the slats. So the other thing that we thought about when we were designing this new store is also about the position of the stirring point. So HSE guidance says that you shouldn't walk over a slatted area to get to your stirring point. So actually we thought, just to remove that risk completely, we put the stirring point outside the building. So there's a solid wall here between the reception pit and the stirring point and the inside of the building. And the other thing that we wanted to think about was ventilation. So this is a completely open area here, so we get plenty of natural ventilation and the wind blowing through, which removes that gas from the area in which we're stirring. The other important thing to think about is the length of time that you leave once you've finished stirring, is that you shouldn't be entering the building within 30 minutes of after the stirrer has stopped. So that's another thing that you really need to think about when you're stirring slurry, is to stop your stirrer, don't go back into the building for at least another 30 minutes to allow that gas to ventilate out and to clear.
And even being inside the tractor cab is an issue, isn't it, really?
Yeah, so there has been measurements that have been taken that you can actually, just by sitting on the tractor cab, you can be exposed to gas that's coming out from the reception pit here. So it's not a great idea. Some evidence has shown that you really need to be at least kind of 10 metres away from the tractor whilst it's stirring.
So some really, really useful tips to tell people about today at the safety event there. So thanks very much for hosting us.
Thank you for having us, yes.
Thanks for that, Angela. You can see more of that next week when she's talking about cattle handling safety as well. So now over to Stephen, where he's talked to someone who's got a very special farm vehicle.
So Mark's got a very special tractor that I've got to say I absolutely love. Tell us a bit about this beautiful MB track, Mark.
Well, it came to me. I was looking for one, just for again, no computers, pure grunt. Spares still easily obtainable. I like stuff to be making money rather than losing money. But I needed just one machine with enough grunt to keep going for grassland work, which is what they excelled at. Not really forestry, but pulling trailers and stuff like that. Yeah. But I would hate to take that into a forest and do any damage. It had one owner from new until it came local. He'd wax oiled it. It was the service records are immaculate. All the manuals are there. All the little stickers are there. Everything was the toolbox is there, which is really rare, I believe. So it's not as a museum piece. It was to work and earn and not lose money. That was the objective of buying it.
And what do you do? It's still working now?
Oh, it's still working now. Yeah. It's, yes, it's been out recently on a recovery job.
You've been pulling someone out of a well.
Oh yeah.
And how many horses? How many horsepower?
It's 1,000 horses now.
Still now, do you think?
Oh, I'm not putting on a dyno. I've watched him doing the dynos, and it'd make me cry to put this on that and give it. It gets enough work here, so I know it's doing all right.
And no plans to sell then?
No.
You can tell in your eyes.
What would I? I'd have to still have something to turn the machines with. So what would that be? Something with a computer and AdBlue?
No, not for you.
No, not for me.
Cheers, man. Thanks, pal.
This week we've also been sent a video from a tractor event that happened up in Cumbria, so let's go and check that out.
This is our Right Royal Road Run. This is the third tractor run we have organised. It all started with William Fisher, who was 80 in 2014. We had our first run to celebrate his birthday and over 96 tractors attended. William has lived and worked tractors all his life. Starting a contracting business in 1968, it's built up slowly over the years and is now run by his son and my partner Stephen Fisher. William's other son David and daughter Hazel also took part in the run. A Right Royal Road Run was organised for the 7th of May to commemorate the coronation, as well as be a great day out for farmers after lambing and before the silage season starts. The run was 38 miles round trip, mostly road, but with a few miles of off-road sections. We had 131 tractors take part. The lads did a great job of fitting them in the car park, which was a worry. We set off from Ivegill Village Hall at 10 AM after coffee and bacon sandwiches. The tractors made their way up through the Eden Valley, passing through Low Heskett, Armathwaite, Kirkoswald and other villages. We were led out by Martin Howell, a volunteer Cumbria Blood Bike rider, riding his liveried motorbike. He was followed by King Charles and Queen Camilla, travelling in style. They were sat in the transport box of William Fisher's Grey Gold Ferguson tractor, driven by his son Stephen, who also organised the route. The support we all got driving through the villages and countryside was amazing. People actually lined the streets cheering and waving. Drivers loved all the attention and a few air horns were blasted. It really was one of the highlights of the day. Our lunchtime stop was at Mains Farm campsite, Kirkoswald. Julie and Robert Pickford kindly let us use a field. Robert even meeting us on his tractor and joining in to lead us in. The sun shone and we all enjoyed a lovely barbecue prepared and cooked by Andrew Pollock and his team, who did an amazing job. We had asked local businesses and friends if they would like to support us by donating. We ended up with a selection of everything from toy tractors and jackets to socket sets and whiskey. These were then raffled and the higher value items were auctioned by a local auctioneer, Maurice Scott. After lunch it was back on the tractors to head back to Ivegill by a different route. We did lose a few at the pub, but less said about that the better. As you can see, Robbie Pig, also known as Farmer Piggy on YouTube, has done such a great job with the drone to make this video. We also have so many wonderful photos to remember this day by. Not only did this tractor run give everyone a day out, it has made us realise there is support out there, and we have raised a lot of money for two deserving charities, Cumbria Blood Bags and the Great North Air Ambulance. If you would like to donate, please see the details on screen. Thank you.
Staying on the theme of tractors, we've had this video sent in from Rob from Blackdown Farm Services. So let's see this favourite tractor.
Well, it's a wet day today, so we've popped into the shed to come and see customer and friend Tim Westworth and have a chat with him about his favourite tractor. So Tim, again, I expect we can guess because everybody has their clues with their favourite tractor, but what is your favourite tractor?
I like my little 3095 there. Really nice tractor, quite fast on the road now. I've had the gearbox converted back in 2017 when I bought it.
Yeah.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
It's fast. I like it.
Yeah.
Aircon, radio, just got it all.
Yeah.
Only thing it misses, forward and reverse shuttle. Love a forward and reverse shuttle on it. But ultimately,
yeah,
it's a nice little tractor.
What sort of bits and pieces and tasks do you do with it?
It's my mainline tractor. We've got 80 acres here. We only farm probably about 15 now. The rest is let out to local farmer.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little paddocks. So two-wheel drive comes in nicely for that.
Yeah, I bet.
Spin round, bit of mowing, tedding, raking, bit of baling, load of work during the winter.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my other tractor at the moment hasn't got the loader on. Otherwise, that would be my loader tractor.
Yeah.
The shed here is a little bit low, so you have to be careful on the roof.
Sure. Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, does everything I want to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
more.
And what about any negatives? What would you pick if you had to pick a negative?
It is only two-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Which, with the loader on, is...
Yeah.
But it'll swing round fast.
Yeah.
It hasn't got a forward and reverse shuttle, which I'd like.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah. Good to go.
No, very good. So Tim's favourite tractor is this Massey Ferguson 3095. But what's your favourite tractor? Send your videos to us at vids@therealcountryfile.co.uk and we will see you next time.
That is all we have got time for this week. If you've made it this far, click like, that would be amazing, and don't forget to subscribe. Next week we're going to be having a closer look at this new combine that's arrived, so you can check that out on next week's episode. Thanks for watching this week's episode, and we'll see you next week.